The bar lights cast a warm glow over the crowd. It was just an ordinary night, but for two strangers at opposite ends of the bar, something electric crackled in the air. There she sat, a woman with soft curls tumbling over her shoulders, her eyes gleaming with a quiet confidence as she sipped her wine, glancing around as if waiting for someone, or maybe no one in particular. At the same bar on the other side sat a man, rugged, slightly unshaven, his gaze carrying a mix of curiosity and caution. He was just out for a drink, or so it seemed.
Do you come here often?
Only when I'm in the mood to be surprised.
She lifted her glass, her eyes locking with his for a brief moment, then looking away, coyly. A slow smile played on her lips. She didn't know this man, but there was a pull between them, something magnetic. The next week they crossed paths again, this time at a restaurant downtown. Neither admitted they were expecting to see each other there. It was just a coincidence, they said.
If we keep running into each other like this, I might think it's fate.
Or maybe just good taste in places to eat.
Their conversation sparkled, filled with teasing glances, light touches that lingered a moment too long. They spoke of things strangers might, of the thrill of the unexpected, of how life's best moments often come unplanned. Their next encounter was under the twilight in the open air. They sat side by side on a park bench, their voices low, carrying an intimacy that felt like more than just chance.
Sometimes I feel like I've known you longer than a few brief meetings.
Funny. I feel the same way. Maybe it's because we don't have to pretend to be anyone else here.
He brushed a stray hair from her cheek, his fingers lingering. There was a moment, thick with anticipation, but instead of kissing her, he pulled away, savoring the tension that simmered between them. And so it went, for weeks. The woman and the man met in different places, bars, restaurants, parks, the beach under the moonlight. Each time they felt more like strangers, and yet more connected than ever. They never exchanged names, never asked the usual questions that might ruin the spell of the unknown.
Are you afraid of where this might go?
Only afraid of it stopping.
The two strangers, each craving a spark to rekindle something lost, keep meeting by chance in sultry, dimly lit places. Each encounter fans the flames of their desire, building to a tension they can no longer ignore. Finally, in a secluded hotel room, they stand inches apart, breath mingling as their eyes lock.
You know, I've never done anything like this with a stranger before.
Guess I should make it worth the risk then.
Show me what you've got, mystery man.
Their laughter fades as their lips meet, turning from teasing to hungry, each kiss more daring than the last. His hands slide down her back, pulling her closer as she gasps, fingers tangled in his hair.
Didn't think you'd be so bold.
She playfully bites her lip.
Oh, I'm full of surprises. Think you can keep up?
They lose themselves in each other, with whispers, stolen breaths, and hands exploring as if for the first time. Between soft laughter and deep, lingering kisses, the night becomes a whirlwind of passion and playfulness, as they rediscover thrills they hadn't felt in years. She lets out a soft gasp as he pulls her closer, pressing his body against hers, feeling her warmth through every layer. Her nails graze his back as his mouth trails down her neck, leaving a trail of heat that makes her shiver. She tugs him back to her, capturing his mouth once more, and they move in perfect rhythm, each caress growing bolder, more urgent. Breathless, they fall onto the bed, laughter turning to moans, the sheets tangling around them as their bodies entwine. They move with an unrestrained passion, surrendering to each other's touch, losing track of time and space as they explore, indulge, and rediscover sensations they'd almost forgotten. As dawn crept in, their faces softened, the fiery passion of the night melting into something warmer, something that hinted at shared history and years of unspoken understanding. In the gentle morning light, she looked at him with a familiar smile, one that held more than just the thrill of a new fling. It held the comfort of years, memories, in the quiet intimacy of two souls deeply intertwined.
So, Mr. Edwards, think you'd ever want to see me again?
He grins, reaching to tuck a strand of her hair behind her ear.
Only if you think my wife won't catch on.
They laugh together, a sound that holds warmth, shared memories, and unbreakable trust. She smiles with a hint of tenderness in her voice.
Oh, she might be a little jealous, but I think she'd understand. She knows you're worth the trouble.
He whispers, gazing into her eyes.
Lucky man, isn't he? To get to fall for you all over again. Mrs. Edwards.
Her laughter filled the room, spilling over with warmth and joy. He joined in, their shared secret settling between them like a cherished memory, one they'd treasure for years to come. They weren't strangers after all, but husband and wife, a couple who had seen countless sunrises together, shared quiet mornings and comforting goodnights. This was their game, their way of remembering why they'd fallen in love and discovering each other anew. They'd spent the night not as two strangers, but as two souls choosing each other, over and over again. They had found that sometimes the spark isn't truly lost after many years of marriage. It's simply hidden, waiting to be rekindled. Because married or not, for two people in love, all they ever need is...
All You Need Is, a podcast where the heart finds its voice through enchanting romance stories. Join me as we explore the timeless power of love, weaving together tales that spark joy, nostalgia, unspoken desires, a warmth that makes your heart flutter, and the sweet magic of love that transcends time. From the first blush of infatuation to the comfort of lasting connections. Prepare to be swept off your feet as we delve into the intricacies of relationships, celebrate love in all its forms, and remind you that, at the end of the day, all you need is. Podcast conceptualized and created by Nazar Partiwala using 11 Labs.
Tune in and let your heart be your guide.